everybody in here. Getting better at getting on, not so fast. Upcoming. Notify me. Scheduled for. Is it this one? Let's see. There we are. Let me go on here. Get back in here. Whoops. Go up, 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 up and away. That didn't work. Here we go. Nice. Yeah. That's a little high, too, again. What's up, Adam? I think my thing's a little high. I could probably turn that down, though, right? Oh, I think so. Let's see. Is that better? I think that's going to be better. Let me just gauge it with the guitar quick. Helps when you have a pick, right? We'll have to see how loud this is, too. Let's see, let's see. Does that sound alright, Adam? Can you hear me? Can you see me? I'm actually, yeah. Tell me how this sounds. That riff I actually did turn into a track. Let's see. Does that sound all right? Yeah. What happened? Stop. 37, rewind. There we go. Did that sound all right? I think so. Was it a good balance with the guitar and the track? It's really hard for me to hear because I can't crank it or it'll feed back. Because I got to run through the monitor so I can hear. Let everyone come on. We'll build it up a little bit. I know some people coming on. I was just on Joe Wentz's page. He's got a great fucking channel too, man. He just got that new BC Rich, the green one. He was tearing it up with some Van Halen. I love watching other people play, man. It's really fun. I don't even know how many people's on here. Oh, you don't get your phones on yet? I'm sure I'll have people tell me if it's any good. We'll how come that goes that way? Oh, I know what I gotta do. Duh. Duh. I used to say that all the time. Let's see. Oh no, it's not gonna let me do it like that. Let's see. What if I go over? Will it tell me? What's up, Jerry? Eric, everyone coming on now. What time is it? Oh, it's like right after 9. I turned some of my riffs into tracks. I'll let you guys hear it. Then you can tell me if the sound is any good. What's up, Ariz? Aruiz. Aruiz Tech. Drinking a rip it up at the 8 p.m. Good times. Nice. Nice. We used to have a bar called Good Times. Must have not been so good because they folded. I used to watch that show Good Times too. Get dynamite! What happened to all the good stuff? You're a caffeine addict? Join the club, baby. I'm trying the new one. This is pretty good. It's a different flavor. I know that I'm not supposed to. I don't drink coffee or anything, and I don't eat much sugar, so I have to. I use these as like a supplement. Yeah, it's a Lando Norris. I keep seeing them in ads, and I finally found two at Target. I was like, I gotta try that. It's really good. And we got some news. Our buddy Zach made the FBI list. Oh, thanks, Ralph. You were just on over at um what's his name? Joe Wentz. Yeah, I love his channel, bro. He's such a nice guy, man. Such a nice guy, yeah. And he sells himself short. He's very, very humble. He's a really good guitar player. He doesn't play out of key. He plays in time. He's got great phrasing. He does it well. And I love that he loves Van Halen. You know what I mean? Who doesn't love somebody that loves Van Halen? So I don't know. You guys are gonna have to kind of let me know if these are some riffs that I turned into tracks. So before everybody comes on, let me know if this sounds okay. It's hard for me to hear these, and I know some of you've heard me play this before. How were the levels for that? Does the guitar need to come up, or the track need to come up, or both of it need to come up? I think it sounded pretty good. My problem is my monitor. I can't crank my monitor. My microphone will feedback. I wonder. Yeah, I love dropping right in the leads. You want to hear it again? It's hard for me to hear. Guitar 7, the track needs to come up. All right, let's see. So we'll have to, let me redo this real quick. was that? Close? What needs to come up? That was pretty good? Alright. Yeah, the problem is my microphone, I got the monitor because I'm running everything to track. Like Joe had headphones on tonight. That's so, he can play with the tracks. The backing track you want up a little more? Let's see. All right, so we got the backing track right there. Yeah. What's up, Mechanic Jams? We got some. I turned some of my riffs into tracks for you guys that I always play, so that you guys can hear it, and then I could solo over some of it. I did. I think there's 3 tracks. I might do an instrumental kind of like EP thing and then put it out there, but I'm not gonna do the basic rock stuff. I have like kind of like heavy funk rock kind of stuff that I like to solo over. What's up, Paul? Yeah, I'm doing it a lot lately. What's up, Rex? I was just telling Jerry, I just found these. I don't know if you guys have seen these yet. Brooklyn. So our buddy Zach actually got in trouble today. I don't know. The FBI contacted me. So just to show you guys what happened, that because a lot of people think that I fib on stuff. So let me show you what happened today. You love it, bro? Just so you guys see. So I had to send this, and if you look at where it says 2, you'll see that it's an FBI tips website page. But you'll see they asked me for uploaded things in his channel name. I don't know if you can see that, but there's the images. Tips to Tennessee FBI. That's what TBI is, TBI government. It's the Tennessee FBI. So he's in for a little rude awakening, I think. Little overdue. I don't mind you coming on and like disagreeing with me because we're all just human. But I mean, oh, Mr. Night Owl, what's up? I don't. The problem is, you could say I suck. You could say that I'm ugly. You can say I'm Ray. You can say me. You can say I'm Jay. I forgot that whole spiel. But when you start making false accusations, and then he's been sending me emails, and he's watching these live streams, and then whoever I talk about, he's following and giving them misinformation, and that's a little obsessive and a little over the top. It's one thing to razz people, but when you have a whole channel dedicated to me, and it's not my channel, that's kind of a problem. I also got I don't suck. Oh no, it's my Cartier. It's not the Rolex. They stopped making these. I don't know if you could see that. It's the old Roadster, but it has the blue hand, so I can see it better. What's up, Michael? Listening from your hideout somewhere in the southeast Tennessee. Tony Maz, Jerry, man, I couldn't wait. It was almost like, you're thinking about the live stream coming up. Oh, I can't wait! I can't wait! I can't wait! It's like being like a little kid. But yeah, so like that happened with the FBI. That was earlier today. I got my disc for my spine, and there's a band called Iced Earth. They asked me to audition a long time ago. And I think they're trying to get the band back together because I got a phone call again to actually maybe help them out, and I declined. Um, and I don't know if that has something to do with Ripper Owens since I just talked to him. So I don't know. But there's a. I would like to see what's up, Stevie? Ice Earth is a really good metal band, and I don't like to see bands that are good like that, fall apart. We need those kind of bands. We need those kind of players. Even the local guys. Like the Joe Wentzes and the Stevens and the Michaels and the Tony. We need all you guys to play. And the Deer Creeks. You guys are what makes music. Whether it's producing, whether it's playing, whether it's just enjoying, but without all the people, there's nothing. Hey, what's up, Ice Earth? Back in the day, they're out of Tampa, I believe. What's into Affinity? One of the Ice Earth guys is in jail for Trump stuff? I don't know. Yeah, we all need some Deer Creeks. Yeah, I like some of the new metal too, man. And I've been listening a lot to King Diamond with Andy. Man, what a fucking phenomenal guitar player he is. Phenomenal. But I also did a track about the fake guitar players. I guess we could do. I'm not going to play through all the track, but I'll play some of the tracks. This is the first one. Let me see if I can hear it again. You guys heard me play this riff a bunch of times. I like Merciful Fate. Sunset on LP. That's too funny, man. That's funny. The track came out kind of cool. I want to add some keyboards in there, though. I did a lead on it, though. Is that Lars on the drums? I make it look easy. Sometimes. I think the next one is that's a little long. You guys heard me play this a lot, dude. that's the other track I did. I did a lead over. Well, you get the basic idea with that. So I did some cool stuff. Yeah, I like funk. Let's see. Oh, here's the acoustic part. That was the original part of the track. Let's see. And I did another funk one. Wait till you hear the fake guitar player song. So these are all the tracks that you guys heard me have played. So I might use these. I might use those and do a instrumental album, like EP maybe. But I like the funk stuff to play over. And I'm out of tune for this, because this is actually, I did that with the PRS. I'm actually flat. I think, let me see, yeah. I think the other one is standard. Forgot. Yeah. Yeah. So I did this with the PRS. So that's what I did for 2 days, tracks. And then I did here's my social media song to the fake guitar players and their fake channels.
You're posing for the camera with your vintage gear, but we all know the truth that you're hiding here. You've got the lighting right in the perfect frame, but you're just playing a digital game.
Best part.
So fuck you, social media guitar players. You're nothing but a bunch of fakes and layers. Hide behind the filters and the editing it takes, while the real music world just takes and breaks.
So that's what I've been doing. I should do those and release them as backing tracks. Yeah, I really made those. Those are all my stuff. Oh man. That's my buddy Richie from my band. I said, dude, you gotta come over. I said, I got the words. I said, but when it gets to this part, you gotta fucking just scream it. Fuck you! Oh man. No, not my vocals. My singer Richie from that works with me with Hair Days. He used to sing with Down Dirty Boys. He can do all that kind of stuff. He's really good at that stuff. He's good at mimicking a lot of singers. Yeah, yeah, and it so you just like the you guys heard me play that riff a million times. I said, you know what? Let me actually put these into song context so you guys can hear what it would like sound because I've played those riffs for like the last 6 months. The one part I left out was that stuff. Steel Panther. I should send that to them. Holy shit, that's a great idea, mechanic. I'll cut you in. Sounds like the Shinedown singer. A little bit, kind of, maybe. Yeah, so for the last couple days, I worked on some of that stuff. It's fun to do stuff. Yeah, and the thing is, some of it like I can do quick. Some of it you can use AI. Some of it you can use. So like if I want to mix that down, I can put the whole track into there and tell AI to mix it down for me, like I do with the labels. So there's a lot of different ways to do things. But you guys, so obviously you've heard me play those riffs before, so you know make I would say the biggest fear for in the music industry for people is going to be AI doing a perfect mix down track because mix downs when you use AI it's not heard by the ear. It mixes it perfectly based on everything that it learns from the internet, which is incredible. So I think that virtual drummer, or I play drums on my kit. I have an electronic kit that I play. I play drums, piano, keyboard. I'm teaching my kid Bohemian Rhapsody right now on the piano. One day I'll have to break everything out. He's got my other keyboard out there. He's learning Bohemian Rhapsody. He's 10, so he loses patience real easy because you got to do it's like a B flat, and then the way your fingers are, when you hit the chords, first it's a low note and then the chord. But if you hit those low notes and then you do the arpeggiated chord, the walkover where he goes ding ding, it's his hands aren't big enough yet. Easy Drummer is really good too. But yeah, so like, yeah, so we should come up with a topic between all of us in here, for Bad Brad for tomorrow. and I purposely played that so you could see how that would actually be put into a song, like some kind of weird shred thing. How you could fit it in there. If it's you can fit it in. You just can't overdo it while you're doing that. Send a demo to. I'm maybe I will. My buddy Jesse's dad manages them. I can get that to them pretty easy. He works at the Winter Garden in Orlando. He's one of the managers for that. The Velvet Hammer asked ChatGPT about the 80s. Ironically, he's not mentioned in it though, right? Oh man, that's too funny. Yeah, so what happened with Zach? he was watching his live streams, and then he went back behind some of the people that I was talking to. Then he sent me an email acknowledging that he actually was following where I was posting and going behind me. And Jordan Steele was one of them, and I think he took the whole video down, thanks to Zach. Stupid. I don't know what his problem is, but he can talk to the FBI now. It's a shame that stuff has to happen, you know. And I blocked most of the people that were, there's a lot of Dare Creek was saying there's a lot of fake accounts that they're using. And that's a shame too, because it ruins it for a lot of people. I've been on so many live chats lately, and they all go great. Yeah, they're both fools, Stevie. And it's just going to catch up to them. I don't even have to do nothing. They just do it to themselves by keep emailing me and following me. Then you look like a stalker. It's Zach Roberts 94. His whole channel, he's got 20, 30 videos with shorts and full videos about me. He's Tom's buddy. Yeah, but whatever. I'm not gonna deal with him. Someone else can. I mean, I could just autograph a picture or a CD and send it to him. Maybe that's what he wants. I don't know. So I don't know. People get weird. I don't know. I'm just a normal fucking dude. I got lucky. Who cares? You know what I mean? It's just fun to come on here and share what I got, and it makes me happy to see guitar players like Joe Wentz. He watching him play. He got a new guitar today. Got BC Rich, and it sounds fucking great. Makes me want to go buy another guitar, and to see people happy with a new toy or something, and it fuels them to play. It's fucking great for me. It puts a smile on my face. Topic for Bad Brad. How to still be a rock star after getting old and fat with a wife and kid. That would be me, bro. Oh, but that's too funny. Check out that track. Nice to jam to. Yeah. Maybe I'll take the track and I'll do a short or something, or I'll do maybe I'll just put all those on one. I'll just do a quick thing and just let it record with no talking and then put it on there. Yeah, he got a gunslinger, BC Rich. It's fucking great. I called it the Big Green Shred Machine. Zach's whole channel is about making fun of me. Yeah. Yeah. Why would a grown-ass man act like a 12-year-old? That's beyond me. Yeah. Yeah, I was razzing Tom, and Tom would razz me, and we were friends about it, and then, whatever, but it was all right. Again, I don't do videos about him no more. I was told not to. I'll mention him, but it's all right. Hey, what's up, a musical? Have you guys checked her out? She's awesome. Infinity to Beyond, she does fucking Iron Maiden on the piano, bro. What did I do? Mechanic. You didn't do nothing, bro. You're awesome. Melbourne in the house. I just talked to do you know Leon Todd from Ragdolls? He's over on your side. He lives somewhere near you. He's a friend of mine too. I just talked to him the other day. Hey, Bloody Soup, what's up, man? Don't tell him. No, it's all good. I shout him out too. He's doing a 5-hour marathon, Joe Wentz. And I told him, I said, after I do my live stream, I'll come back over. You know what? I'm surprised that he sells himself short as a guitar player. That's what I mean. He doesn't, underrates himself. Yeah, I love Leon Todd. He's helped me with a lot of my fractal stuff. Because for a long time. So my fractal guy was Leon Todd, and then once I went back to Kemper, it's been HW. But Leon, so Ingve played. He opened up for Ingve, and I'm friends with, all those guys. And I told him to introduce himself to Nick, and then I called Nick and I said, "Hey, I have a friend over there, and he's opening up for you. His name's Leon." I said he's a good contact to have over there. He's a really fucking good dude. Yeah, Leon's another super nice guy that you could go have a beer with, and he's humble, very cool, and he could play like a motherfucker, and he's got incredible tone. He's got some of the best tone I've ever heard. And I like him because he does all kinds of stuff. Like he'll borrow amps. He'll tell you, I borrowed this amp from a friend, to test it out. He's a good. I'm a fat old guy. Mechanic jams. It's funny because when I toured, I weighed 165 at 6'1". Now I'm 227, 233. I go up and down a little bit. So what is that? 65, 40. I've gained 50, 60 pounds since my touring days. I'm not that skinny kid with abs anymore. Oh, man. The hair says it all. My wife said, "Are you going to..." I pulled my hair back and she saw me. She's like, "Oh, my God, I didn't know you had that much gray." Because my hair's so long. I go, what do you mean? Or someone liked my reply. Nice. Oh, it's tainting the brains. Yeah. Somebody, big YouTuber was asking about something, and I said, so he replied, and I said, absolutely, I'm in the industry. Fake people claiming certain things that never happened, all for fame and money. It's tainting the brains. He liked it. He's a good dude too. He's got a huge channel, millions. And that's the other thing. Oh, man, holy shit, a whole bunch of things. It's the reward. Yeah, I never knew I liked steak so much. I was always drinking and messing with women and the bad stuff. You're 233? Yeah, but you're a pretty big guy, Infinity, I think, aren't you? You look like you're about 6 foot. CRS starts at 45. Yeah. Aging's like a fine wine. What's CRS? That's where you order all your stuff from CVS in the old people's section. Let's see. Can't remember shit. Yeah, I can't. I'm really bad with that. Steven just subbed you, Allison. Nice. Thanks, Steven. She's got some really cool shit. If you guys want to hear some really cool stuff, what I liked about Allison and her channel, she's doing like, so she does metal covers on piano and she does Van Halen on piano. It's really cool. You're 5'11", Mechanic Jams, 230. Yeah, Infinity. Yeah, 6 foot. Yeah, I could tell when you're holding the guitar, you're a big dude. You do weekly visits to CVS. Yeah. Oh, man. She said, "Thanks, Stevie." Yeah. Because I go. If you guys don't know, I go on your channels and check stuff out whenever I get a chance. Like today, I was supposed to go get my disc for my spine from the MRI. I called them a couple days ago because I saw the surgeon Friday. So not Friday, Wednesday. So I had to order this from his office from Wellington so that they can burn it in Coral Springs. And so like I went there at 8:30. They told me to be ready, and it wasn't ready. And then so it took like 7-8 hours to get that done. They don't even ask for your info anymore. You're like on the scan retina check. Oh yeah, it's him. Yes, my pharmacist knows me. He's like, "You're in here every day." I go, "It's the way the medications run out. Then I have to come like every day." Nice. Through a sub. Yeah, yeah. I I got on her a little bit. I said, "You gotta get some more." She was injured, right? Did you hurt your hip or your wrist or something, right? And then you took like a little break. Did you have surgery, Allison? Did you have surgery? I think you did or something. I know you got hurt because I went on your. So I go on everybody's channels whenever I get a chance. And I went on hers and she hadn't posted anything for a little bit. So I said, "Where's the videos? Come on, get on it." Because they're cool to watch. Because it's like it's a different perspective of playing like a different genre. It's really cool. See now, like if I went into Nashville, I would take fucking metal songs and play them in a country manner, and then I would just rip the leads. That would be. See, now I'm giving Bad Brad ideas to return back to Nashville. Are you gonna go get food? Nice. Yeah, she's the pianist. Oh, you start putting yeah. Everybody should. If you guys have channels, put more time into your channels, man. Because I like you know, even if you don't think you're good, I still like watching people's journeys. You know, I I've already fulfilled mine, so I relive my journey through you guys. So if you're trying to do something in the music industry and hey man, can you help me with this? Yeah, if I can, I will. I would, it's just fun. You only have 25 subs. Is it? Just cool about checking out sub videos. One day, Craig Goldie left a message to me. To me, yeah. Oh, you left him. Yeah, yeah. That's a cool story. Yeah, I should have said that. So Greg Goldie is dating. How do I say this? A, a friend's sister, and they sent me a picture. But I didn't realize at the time, and then he came on my channel, and I had talked about him, and he commented, and then Steven commented to him, and he went on Steven's channel and left some comments. Greg's a fucking super nice guy. Oh my god. Can you play what? Tuboda? Tubata? I can't see that. Maybe let me tilt my. Can I tilt my screen back? Tubuda? I don't know what that is. Oh, you broke your leg and ankle? They donated a ligament? 2 surgeries, 1 to go. Have to use your left foot. I'll get a move on for more songs. Oh, you play by ear? So it takes a while? Wow. Yeah, I guess you would have to because you're listening to chords and then you got to figure all that out, right? Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, I was showing like I sometimes I can like I was talking to Steven early and I was going I cuz we were talking about songs and I was like, "Well, you could play I said, and then it just moves up to the next set. So like you know, and I never played that. I was humming it. Oh yeah. Well, I played a lot with the theory and stuff, and then like with the singing and vocals. That's why I always tell people, even if you can't sing, try to hum the note. You know, because once you start hearing that with your voice, you start hearing the notes. You know, so you know, stuff like that. Like I don't play those songs, but like you just hum them out and you hear it. He sued you. Craig's super nice, very respectful. Oh yeah, yeah. You you were trying to mimic Craig, and then when he seen it, he sued you. Yeah, for copyright infringement with the hands. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It helps a lot. You know when you're just you start to hear the notes in your head, and then you can kind of try to play them. You know, so like I would hear stuff like. And I'd be like, no, that don't sound right. No, that don't sound right. So then you start hearing it. What's up, October? What is a guitar model you've always wanted but never gotten yet? A guitar model that I'll tell you right now that I'm looking at buying. It's the 75th anniversary Fender, but it's the silver one. It's the Mexican version, which I actually like better than the USA one. It's like 1,100 bucks. But there's something about, and I was when I was a guitar, I went back and played it again today. And the thing is, you can put the same identical pickup in, and the thing is, you have all these pole pieces. They test the actual overall output of the pickup to 7.4, 10.4, but they don't check each individual pole piece. So sometimes when they wind the pickup, even though it's the same pickup, it might get wound a little tighter, or the magnet isn't quite as strong on one pole piece. You know, so it's this one sounds very articulate, but on it you gotta play. You make a mistake on it, you can hear it. LA Gun, Cinderella. I you give me tough ones, bro. LA Guns or Cinderella. That's tough, man. I was just talking about them. I because I know Tracy, but you know the Cinderella's. A lot of people get Cinderella wrong because they're like really a blues based rock band. They got a lot of bluesy stuff. What play the what the man? That thing's heavy. You want me to pull that thing out again? The one with the 24 karat gold? You want me to play the mirror guitar? Oh boy, that thing's so heavy. If I'm gonna have to weigh that guitar one day because I don't know what it weighs, man. Yeah, it's heavy. It's probably the best sounding guitar I have. So it's a Mineric. It's all 24. This is all 24 karat gold plated. The tuners are all 24 karat gold. It's number 12. They were handmade in L.A. How many guitars do I own? Do you really want to know? About 400, and I'm gonna say between 430 and 440 guitars. It's got so much sustain. It's really articulate. A museum. Some of your posts are getting ghosted. There. Let's see. I gotta get my Helix back next week with new power swing. Oh, really? What do you mean? What do you mean your posts are getting ghosted? You got 40. You got 5 guitars. If they're rare guitars, like the 57 behind me isn't playable. I brought it to a luthier and he didn't want to touch it. He was like, I'm not touching that. Because then, I guess insurance reasons and liability if he fucks it up. But, like, this is all stock. This R9 is all stock. This one's all stock. Now, that Les Paul's not stock. Like the EVH, the purple EVH, I actually, the only mod I did to it was I cut the tone cap out. So it just depends what it is. That's stock, that's stock, that's stock, that's stock. My Fender Prodigy is modded. It's got the Bill Lawrence pickup in there, an original Bill Lawrence. In the Les Paul studio. Oh, you made 2 earlier comments that showed up on your end, but yeah. And this is my favorite. This is still my favorite Les Paul, just because of the way it's done with the mirrored, and then it's got all the copper with the see-through. This, I know it's tuned down. Sir, Tom Anderson for sure. Tom Anderson kicks the shit out of Sirs. How many keyboards you got? 4 and a piano? Man, how many keyboards do I have? He's got 1. There's 1 out there. 1, 2. There's 1 over there. Rolling. 3. Do workstations count? I got... No pianos, but I got 4 keyboards. Like this is a Yamaha MM8. He has my Korg over there. I have a Roland Phantom, the first one, and I think a Casio, like a higher end Casio. Yeah, this is my. I've had this for a long, long time. Like it has the Butler string tree to relieve the tension through the nut, and it's got like locking tuners on it. So it was a studio, and I totally did this. YouTube glitch. Bill Lawrence was fun to talk to on the phone. Really? I never knew him. $432. Yeah, it's up there. It blew up. I want to get a Kronos. Those are sweet, the Kronos. They're lots of money though. I don't know if I'm good enough anymore to get one. You lost 80 songs? Oh man. Yeah, it just depends. You know, I go, sometimes it's hard not to buy guitars. It's I see something I like and I want. Like I've been fighting getting that Telly. And I'm like, I keep telling myself, if you get the Telly, you're going to have to give something up. I'm like, well, I don't want to give up guitars. Maybe I'll give up a couple amp heads. I don't know. The Engel Fireball is nice too. I like the 535 preamp. That's my favorite. The 535. Oh, what happened with Journey? You can buy mine. No, I'm just kidding. I got the Aries in the back, custom Aries. That guitar is fucking phenomenal. That's probably my best guitar. Oh, the volt mod, the 18 volt mod for the EMGs. Yeah, I'm not like I wasn't. Steven told me about it, and I wasn't like I'm not a huge EMG fan, but it's not like I disliked them because I've had guitars with EMGs. But I did it. I did where you can order. It plugs into the 9-volt battery cable in a guitar, and you put 2 9 volts, and it fucking, oh my god. Yeah, I own somewhere around there now. There's probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, 2. There's 23 guitars in here right now. No, 24 with the bass. I have a bass in here too. This is the Kiesel. This is my favorite guitar of all time. This thing is... Whoops. My watch held me back. I'll make excuses. It was the watch, man. Too much weight on the wrist. It held my hand back. No, I don't like headless guitars. It freaks me out. be like looking at your penis and there's nothing. It just ends. You know what I mean? It just doesn't look right to me. I gotta have a headstock. Sorry, Allison, but I gotta have the headstock on there. It just doesn't feel right. Put that there. And I haven't lost my ring again. It's still here. Still left it over here. I like it there. I won't. Yeah, this is the best playing guitar. I don't know if you can see the grain on the back of the neck. It's a baked maple. It's a custom Aries 6. You know, I got this diamond inlay and stuff. These guitars are beautiful, but they're a lot of fucking money, man. I mean, $4,000 by the time I'm done. Still in tune. BC Rich Dagger. I'll have to look that up. Yeah, Infinity, you got that BC Mockingbird. Why is there 41 burly guys here with one lady? 'Cause she rocks. Oh, now you're in the mood to go jam out on the piano. Allison's ready to go play the piano. What's up, Amir? The Trooper on he wants you to play Trooper because you're cool. What's up, Michael? You gonna run? All right, brother. Yeah, Infinity's that's a nice BC Rich Mockingbird he's got. He wants Allison. He wants to know if you can play the Trooper, Iron Maiden on piano. The Triads. That's actually full scales. Here, I'll do it slow. I'm playing forwards and backwards as I skip a string. Forwards, skip a string, backwards. Forwards, backwards. Forwards. Triads would be more it'd be more spacey sounding. Yeah, the triads are secret sauce. Those are, now that's triad like in a scale, so I'm playing triads as a scale. Those are triad scales. You can hear the difference though. And now if you play it forwards and backwards without skipping the string, it's a weirder sound. So many things to do on the guitar. Again in the same fucking spot. I'm building speed. Well, it depends. I think you gotta have a yeah, I play bass. I think you gotta have an equal amount. Like if you're picking. Let me see. Can you see picking here? Like if you're. Let me see if I can tilt this down a little more. Let's see. So you gotta have like an equal amount of picking. So if I'm fast with my legato, I think you should be as equally as fast with the picking. But to build speed, I would suggest spurts. Like if you did stuff like. And then just play it slow again. Yeah, it's slanted. Exactly. And I use a lot of like a round motion where it's and I pick really, really light. And almost like you can't even see it moving. So a lot of people see, like, if you look at that, like, you'll see sometimes it looks like I'm not even picking, like, but it sounds like legato, but I'm actually picking, but it almost looks like the pick stops in between, but it's not. It's... So it's just a matter of getting that down. But like even that, keeping a rhythm with your pick too is important, I think. I think having that. Have I ever been a teacher? Yes. But I stopped because I felt really bad because I did it for my friend asked if I could teach his one of his instructors passed away and he was from Berkeley and he was a really nice guy and so I took over his students but a lot of them were young and I felt really bad because they paid lots of money and they weren't improving. So after like 2 months, I'm like, hey, I can't do this no more. I feel like I'm just stealing money. I don't, if they're not improving, I don't want to keep taking their money. Like, I didn't think that was right, you know? It's, I know it's sometimes you got to keep going and pushing them, but like for me, I didn't need it as income, and it was just hard on me because I really felt bad for some of their parents. Even some of the older guys, they wouldn't progress because they had jobs, so they were limited in time. And you know, my legato's scary. Yeah, I mean, and that all came from like Randy Rhoads and Eddie Van Halen. So like if I crisscross, let's see. So I'm crisscrossing the lick, like a triad. Like that. Yeah, Randy was, I love the way Randy legatoed, you know. Even when he slid into some of his slides, like where he would bend, he didn't pick that the second time, and I hear a lot of guys go. That's where I get that drop-off bend from that you just heard right there. That's total Randy Rhoads. And I teach two guys still today, but they're in famous bands. I don't want to name them though. Yeah, and when I look at like his writing, like Eddie was like more blues based and stuff, and came from the piano, where Randy was all guitar and classical. Like I start looking at like when he was doing. He would drop that, like he would slow it down. Fucking so good. Yeah, Paul's good. I went to school with Paul. Paul, Marty Friedman, and Becker were in my class at GIT. That's where a lot of my speed comes from, too. I was pretty fast going there. I was 16 when I went there. But I was hanging around those guys, too, so they do rub off on you. Yeah, Paul's a freak. Yeah. So, like, he did a lot of, where he would go. But he would pick that. I can't do that. And then he did it where he would slide it up. Paul was really good at that. Yeah, they're long and fast. my live stream's like CC DeVille. People hate on him, but he's about. Thanks, Amir. Just fucking fuck yourself. Yeah, some of the stuff I wasn't able to do because Paul was really good. Like Becker was incredible at the sweeps. He was really good at. He had those kind of. I can't do those like he did. I don't sound angry. Sounds great. Thanks, man. So welcome, Tom. But yeah, so there's, like I can't. Becker. He was a freak with the arpeggios. But he did stuff that like a lot of people don't like if you see me playing this arpeggio here. But now here's the trick. he would cross that. And that's impossible at the speed he did it. Ah. See, that's almost impossible even for me. Where do I keep all my cases? Well, for these guitars, I have them in closets. I got them. My wife kills me. I got them in my closet. I got a big walk-in closet. My walk-in closet's the size of a bedroom. It's 14 by 14, and then I have like all this built-in stuff, and I keep the cases up there. But most of the guitars that I collect are in a warehouse for insurance purposes. He would throw like a legato line in his arpeggio. Yeah, Paul's really tall. What's up, Scott? I saw you. Joe is killing it tonight, bro. That fucking guitar sounds good. I don't like the girl. I love Alex. Alex Lyson's fucking phenomenal. I think the girl's playing behind the pocket and she's not on top of the pocket pushing the band. Neil Peart, even though he was like a laid back, like more on the jazz side, he was like right on time, just pushing the band. He was like a hair just driving them. You know what I mean? Where now it just sounds like instead of yeah, I love Alex. I love his bends too. For me, bending was Alex Lyson and David Gilmour. For me, were my two favorite benders. Is that right? My two favorite benders. Gilmour and Alex, and I loved Alex's tone, the way he used his delays. Like his delay would get more like with the pedal because he was digital too. You know, he played Hughes and Kettner's a lot, like the chord blades, like these. He played a lot of Hughes and Kettner's, but he would like push the pedal and add more delay to his sound in the middle of his bending. Yeah. Friedman, Marty. I think his legato. I think he had the best legato out of all of us. He was really smooth. He was more on like the Michael Romero side. Marty. There's a guy up here who had a 400 stolen from a storage unit. Wow, shit. Man, that's a lot of guitars to fucking steal and load up. Yeah, I keep them at, so I keep them at a private airport because I have cars there, and my friend the pilot that's dating the pilot's sister, Greg Goldie's, he has planes out of there. Do you have to compromise with what? Oh, with her getting a new guitar? No. I just buy the guitar and get yelled at. No, I actually, I have the Alex Lifeson Gibson. I got 3 of them. Yeah, Marty's fucking a beast. Skunk Baxter, ooh, he's good too. Those, you know, they make a studio version, a Gibson studio version. I got 2 of those. I got the Burst, the studio versions of the Gibson with the Floyd. Those are badass guitars, man. Yeah, the Kiesels, if you can afford them, or even if you could find one used. But it would be hard for me to play out with it because I wouldn't want anything to happen. Like I believe it or not, like I've been at live shows where my guitars have gotten knocked off of certain stands by fucking roadies, and they'll look at me. I'd be like, Switching back to nines, eights. Yeah, I play tens. No 50th anniversary. Gibson Axis, yeah. That's the Alex license. Marty's picking hand, yeah, he almost holds the pick like with all his fingers. Like this. It almost reminds me of Eddie Van Halen in a weird way. You know, like but he's got a lot of control. He's got that rolling. Like where you don't hear him jumping. Like when I jump, he's really smooth. Jakey Lee Charvel. Did you see the new one, Tom? The Blue Burst? Or is it a Blue Burst? It's blue. I want that one too. The 50th anniversary Mockingbird. Yeah, yeah. I knew what you were talking about. Yeah, so Marty had really good, like when I guess I would call it like a turnaround on a scale from like it was smooth. Yeah, the blue one. I saw that too. Man, I don't remember that riff. All right, Paul, man. It's always a pleasure, brother. Crazy money. Yeah, how much is it? Did they say? No one can play like Jason. Yeah, Jason was good. I mean, like, I used to watch Marty and Jason were really good friends, and I used to sit next to him in class, and Jason was funny because he was real. He knew how good he was. But he would be humble about it. So like when Marty would play like a cool fucking line, without even knowing, he could play it identical, hearing it one time, and I'd be like, "What the fuck?" It would freak me out because I would watch him kind of laugh after he did it, and I'm like, "Oh bullshit, bullshit! No fucking way he didn't practice that." And I would ask him, I go, "Did you really know what he was playing?" He goes, "No, he played it and I mimicked him." I go, "Yeah, but you mimicked it note for fucking note. How is that possible?" He goes, "Well, we play a lot of the same stuff and the same scales, so I know what he's doing." It was uncanny how he would be able to mimic Marty, and I was like, "Holy shit!" That's when I realized these guys are going out for auditions and putting bands together. And I with Roxanne, with Jamie, I started that, and then I was, and I was like, man. And then Paul was with Racer X, and it was one of those things where Paul was a little different than Marty. Marty was different than Jason, and I was different a little bit. I had a little bit of Becker and Friedman and Paul because they all rubbed off. Yeah, Cacophony. That shit was insane. They used to play a GIT all the time. Like, that where he's doing the yo-yo at GIT, I was sitting in there. You could once in a while when you'll see the like blonde because I had blonde hair. That was me sitting there. You can see me when he's doing the yo-yo for a second. I love Blue Oyster Cult. Fucking great band, dude. Burning, I'm burning for you. What great solos. That was a fucking incredible band too. Buck Dharma don't get no fucking love either. What's up, Bird Dog? Yeah, yeah. Steve Stevens is another one. Steve Stevens and the Atomic Playboys and some of the stuff that he was able to play. A lot of people don't realize how good that guy is either. I've watched him play classical guitar and all kinds of stuff. He can play anything, and he could shred like any other guy. The best guitar player from GIT, Michael Lee Firkins, probably. Michael Lee Firkins. And he's still around. That guy's ridiculous. How many carving guitars do I have from the 80s? Maybe three. I got a Carvin that's got one pickup with the Floyd, and then I got a TL60. Yeah, Michael Lee, man. Michael Caswell. I don't know if I remember him. Yeah, Healy was fucking incredible too. And that's the thing about him though. He could play and he could sing and write. He was like the whole package too. Michael E. Firkins though. I've never seen such an underrated guitar player out of GIT out of all of them. All of them. I mean, I went into dance music, so like a lot of people aren't going to know. I'm not going to shred over a dance song, and the labels were very picky. But Michael Lee was doing country stuff and session stuff, and he was playing like metal bands and this band. He had the opportunity, and nobody ever talked about him. They talked about Brett Mason. Fucking Michael Lee Firkins will tear his ass up. Ronnie Lotz. Yeah. Joe Stump is good too. I mean, there's a lot of guys. I don't know if Joe went to GIT, but there's a lot of, David T. Chastain, Chris and Pelletieri. Dave tells me stories about Chris because I play with Dave Spitz from Sabbath, and he's on the Chris and Pelletieri records. And he used to tell me that Chris was trying to be the fastest guitar player that ever lived. He said he was good. I never really met him. Then you had the guy from what's his name? Ronnie Letecro from TNT. He was fucking good too. He wasn't from around there though, but he was another guitar player no one talks about. The guy from XYZ, Terry's guitar player was fucking great. Let his demons get him. There's so many. The guy Harry, what's his name? Harry something from Shotgun Messiah is fucking unbelievable. There's a lot, and that's what I was saying. There's so many good guitar players that are moving into Nashville that are rock guys. I can understand why some of these guys get mad because it's like if you had 100 or 1,000 guys that could play like me or Marty Friedman, and we go into Nashville. Of course, we're gonna get the jobs. So I understand why Harry Cody. That's it. Yeah, that guy's a fucking badass too. Snowy Shaw. Yeah, Snowy's cool. Scott Rockenfield. What's up? You're from Indonesia? I don't want to mispronounce your name. Rick Emmett's awesome too. I told a story about him once. So you remember the little plastic, they're like little plastic, they were in the Guitar World and Guitar Player magazines. I did the string skipping back then. And Um, I got a call years later, and it was Rick Emmett, and he was in Kendall in Miami, and he asked me. Scott Henderson's fucking good too. Yeah. And he called me. He's like, "Hey, are you the one that did that string skipping stuff a long time ago in the magazine?" I go, "Yeah." I go, "Who is this?" He's like, "Rick Emmett." I'm like, "Yeah, right." He goes, "Hey, I'll pay you if you come down here just for like 30 minutes. I'll give you $500 just so I can see what." He goes, "Because I don't understand what you were doing. It doesn't make sense listening to it." So I went down and it was him, and he wanted to pay me $500 to watch me string skip for fucking 10 minutes. Scott Henderson's great too. Yeah. Yeah, and those guys like Scott Henderson, they rub off on like, Alex Hutchings and Tom Quayle and all those guys. No, Harry never made any money. My singer, um, Joey Scar, he's got a YouTube channel. He ended up playing bass for Shotgun Messiah. And then he ended up doing something with LA Guns. Yeah, he was flashy. Yeah. So it's like it's kind of like a weird thing, going to play. Like Rick Emmett's a legend. Like it's almost embarrassing to go in front of somebody like him and actually have to sit down in front of him and play. Thank God I had already been in front of a lot of audiences and big stuff. Slash stories? Yeah, I got some Slash stories. I got some Axel stories too. You really want to hear those? You're not Slash, are you? Just for the Slash stories. So this is a funny story. There was a place called Solid Gold. It was a strip bar here many years ago. And when they used to have the football games, Dan Marino, who really didn't drink, would take the other team in the Solid Gold, and he would pay for everything so that they were fucking hungover the next day for um, the game. And that's why nobody could ever beat Miami in Miami because they were all fucking hungover. So you get a double bonus story. So one night I go in there because I knew a couple girls in there, and my buddy Jerry, he bartended at Summers on the Beach in the Button South in Hollandale, which used to be the Angora, and he worked there too. And he goes, "Hey, do you know this guy over here? They say it's Slash." I go, "Yeah, I kind of know him because I knew Tracy Gunn." So I walked over and I sat down. I go, "Hey, what's up, man?" I go, "You remember me?" He's like, "Yeah, yeah." I go, "What are you drinking?" And he's got, first of all, he stunk to high fucking heaven. He had the worst fucking BO ever that I smelt in my life. And he was drinking like triple shots of fucking warm Jack in warm soda. Like not even cold soda. He had warm soda. He asked for the cans and he would be pouring warm soda. And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with him? And then Axel lived in Hollywood, Florida for a little while. His name was Billy and William. And we had Art Stocks Playpen South, and we had Metal Mondays. Everybody hung out there. Like on any given night on a Monday, you'd have Vince Neil, Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons. The Police were walking through the bar. They're got fucking rock stars doing lines off the bar. Girls are half naked. They're having it was insane, insane. It was way crazier than L.A. Way crazier. And this girl Stacy came in with this guy with a backpack, and it was Axel. And he was dressed in camouflage with a backpack, and he had like rotted teeth. She's like, "You should hear him sing." I was like, "No, thank you." Too funny. Too funny. So it's like one of those things where, you know, not who you think they are, really. Yeah, Tracy's underrated too. And what a fucking nice guy. He'll sit with you or stand and talk to you for hours. He's a nice guy. He's like one of the nicer guys, you know. Yeah, Tracy's cool as shit. Man, I feel fucking old. Play the demo again? I'm not in tune with it, with this. The demo? Let's see. Let's see if I can put this over here without having it fall. Let's see. The demo, you want to hear the demo again? I'll put it on a video so you guys can jam up with it. It's like 10 minutes worth of stuff. It's hard to hear though. Remember, it's hard for me to hear. You want all of them or just that one? Let me see, I know it's 3 minutes long. You can solo over the ends of them. Let's see. Here's the other one. charging admission. Yeah, I'll play. There's another one, but I'll play you the song I wrote about fake social media guitar players, so you can hear that again. But there's another. There's this one too. This isn't standard, so I'm a half step down. So I would move everything up one. But I'll put all these on I'll put all these on like a video so you can play them. Again, I did that with the PRS. And it's all recorded through the Kemper. I'll get you the You guys heard me play those riffs before. Here's the social media song. Let me go over here real quick. Guys, listen.
But we all know the truth, that's your heart in here. You've got the lighting right in the perfect frame, but you're just playing a digital game. So fuck you, social media guitar players. You're nothing but a bunch of fakes and layers. Hide behind the filters and the editing it takes, while the real music world just takes and breaks.
So that was the social media song. I just wanted to put the guitars up so they didn't fall. Let's see. I have to go back up. I have to make a song out of the track. Yeah. Those are. I might do. I was thinking about doing an EP, like a musical EP, and just solo it with melodies. I haven't got that far. Those were all the riffs you guys heard me playing over the past couple months. Let me see. Can I go back up? I missed a bunch of comments. Oh, I can't go up. What if I go down? Nope. What happened? Live chat? Open panel? What are they saying? I got to go back on my channel. I lost my own thing. Oh, it's over there. View your channel. What did I do? Let's see. Where is everybody? I lost my feed for a second. I might have lost my comments. Let's see. Oh no, there they are. Let's see. I lost all the comments. That sucked. Oh no, there they are. Oh, I see what happened. It went so fast. Let me get back up there. Cracking open a tiny. Is Red Shoal in the video with Bad Brad? Who wrote those songs? Me. I wrote all those songs. All three of those tracks, the rock track, and then the two funky tracks, and then the social media one. I wrote all those. That's what I've been doing for the past 2 days. Turning my licks, social media stars, yeah. You're rocking out. Tequilas and edibles tonight. That's funny. The comments went so fast that I tried to go back up to see them, but I only can go down. I don't know why it does that. I think AI can be used as a tool. So those tracks, for me to mix them down, would take a while. So I put the track into AI and I let it mix it down, because a lot of times when you're mixing masters down or a recording, you want to hear it and then leave it alone, come back and like listen to it again, leave it alone, come back, adjust it, because your ears get used to certain pitches and frequencies. But if I input the track into AI, I use Grayson from Atlantic Records. So I use that and I input the track and it mixes it down fast for me. So AI is a tool for me. I'm not using AI. I'm using it to help me mix down fast. And I believe that's where a lot of people are going to. Dude, if you knew how many tracks I had that were unpublished, you'd probably. I've got hundreds and hundreds of songs. Hundreds of songs. It's just that, if you have like a recorder and then you input it, yeah, Godin guitars are absolutely phenomenal. I'm surprised they're not as popular as a lot of people. The Godin guitars are easily like I played a Godin Deluxe. That thing creamed the Les Paul. Thank you for it, dog. Now, not all the Godin guitars obviously are incredible, but the one that I played was fucking phenomenal. The problem with doing something with the tracks too is the fact that, the labels are really picky. I mean, I could spend my own money and put it out there and see what happens. We'll put all you guys, I'll fly you all in, we'll do a video. We'll all dress up like Bat Brad with our Velvet Thor uniforms and the glasses. The Fifth Avenue Art Shop. What color is it? There was one at Guitar Center. It's not the Fifth Avenue, but it's like a wood grain. They want like $3,000 for it. Yeah. The people that can't write music and they're writing music with AI, that shouldn't be allowed. It's okay to use something as a tool, kind of like. I don't know. Like this the 3D printing. I don't know how that works or stuff. It's like this: a real diamond versus a created gemstone. The gemstones are actually becoming more valuable than the diamonds because of the quality, and it's hurting the diamonds, and it's not even real. You know what I mean? That's insane to me. Yeah. Oh, the wood grain. Yeah, that's what you got. That 30 of us dressed up like bad black wig and a purple robe with the fucking glasses, right? And we all talking in the video. Some say they call me on the phone and ask for my advice, but they don't listen. they don't listen because I was a backup guitar player. I didn't write any of it. I've been using AI for 20 years. Now I write for all the labels. Not no more. I write for Atlantic Records now. That's it. There's 3 artists on Atlantic that I write for. I got out of a lot of it just because it's hard to get out of it because the money's so fucking good. But you're writing shitty music. I hate to say that I'm writing shitty music, but I'll be honest. What they want me to write, and Allison knows, fucking some of the new pop stuff on piano and keyboard. It's 3 or 4 chords with a turnaround. And then it's a turnaround back to the like a relative major to a minor and with the same other 2 chords. It's so bad, and then everything is layered, and it's just it don't country music sounds like AI. You know what I mean? So if I'm doing something for like who can I say that I won't get in trouble? Uh, Keith Urban. Let's say I'm writing something for Keith Urban. It wouldn't matter if I used AI to create a fake song because he already sounds like AI because it's too overproduced. And I think that's where some of it's lost. Like if you go back and you listen to, let's see. Let me see if I could go back a little bit. I'll play the funk track. You'll hear mistakes in there, and you'll hear it's not a perfect recording. Oh no! Did you start from the beginning? Like even this. Did you hear the volume jump right there? And I think I go off with the bass a little bit. Now, can you hear the effect on the very back of that? When it goes to the bass, listen. When you hear just the bass. Did you hear the effect? Then did you hear that? It caught me in the microphone because there's mistakes in there, but it comes at the right moments. Like I yelled at my dog through the mic and it picked it up. Like stupid stuff like that. And then it sounds kind of cool because there's an effect on there. That's the kind of stuff that AI can't replicate. What, Michael? What, that song? That's one of the riffs I've been playing for months, right? In the drop D. And it's got I did a regular song. But here, let me get to the here's the bass. Right there, I stopped. So I cut the bass off by accident right there. But those are mistakes that like most people won't notice unless I point them out. Let me do the funk one. I'll do maybe the second one. Let me see. You've heard me play this riff a million times too. Let me do the second one because that was a newer funk one. So here's the acoustic part of it. So that's in there too, but you can't hear it. So now you'll hear mistakes in this again. That was off. I think I fucked this up too. Somewhere around here. Right there I was supposed to completely stop, and I carried over. Now I can go back and I can do a punch out and hit record real quick, but I mean, if I if I don't tell you, you wouldn't hear it. You know what I mean? Mistakes make it human. Yeah. Rachel trying to light a cigarette would be cool. Video concept. Dude, have you guys seen the Rachel one where he's talking about the girl guitar player that's the best guitar player he's ever seen, and she's in college, and he's making those Rick Beato faces? Oh my God, I watched it again. I want to pull my hair out of my head. Yeah. Yeah, that a lot of people, like, I grew up on like Tony Bennett, Frank Sinatra, Elvis, and then my dad was the Chet Atkins, Roy Clark, Bo Cephas guy growing up, and then, I used to go to the roller skating rink. Should I tell these stories? I used to go to the roller skating rink with my sister when I was like 10, 12, and we used to roller skate, and they would play the Commodores and Parliament and Ohio Players, and we used to roller skate to that, and it had I kind of liked the idea of the funkiness of the soul of that, and it always stuck with me. So even when I play, I try to have a little bit, and that funk also kind of makes me think that carried over into people like Jimmy Page and Eddie Van Halen. They did that swing stuff on the drums. Like Alex had a lot of swing beats. You know, make a video how I use the AI. I might be able to do that. I wonder. Let me see if I have it on here. I might be able to do it right now. Let's see. Let me see. Do I have something like this? Let's see. Entertainment, maybe? Let me see. Phone booth, podcast, TV. No, not that one. How do we get out of there? Other info, games, suggestions, creativity, iMovie. What's freeform? No, that's organizing content. Yeah, that'd be good for videos. Let me see. Shortcuts, contacts, files, pages. What do I have on here? I know I have something. I may have taken it off because of the apps. I got GarageBand. I have a like on my phone. I got a couple things I do, but I have it on my laptop. But yeah, I could do a video. Yeah, remember the all those roller skating movies in the 70s. Slaves Runaway. Yeah, Ballroom Blitz. That's a great one too. You like the chunking rhythm, distorted sounds? Yeah, I like to incorporate that with Red Chills and George Costanza rock. That's fucking funny. Pentatonic triplets, yeah, those are cool too. And I rather do pentatonic triplets than like the fives, like Bonamassa, which is Eric Johnson. The music alphabet, A B C D E F. You're already stealing my licks. But yes, I think it's yeah, yeah. Yeah, there's some stuff in there that's like, so if I might come up, so like if I'm noodling like on the guitar and I do something like, so that's something I just came up with. Those, so like maybe I'll take that riff and then I'll do a video and then I'll show you how I can do that. Or you guys heard me play that a million times. So maybe I'll do something with that or something. You know, same thing. It's like and it's hard because like all that flashy stuff, it's hard to fit in there. You can't get it in like the one I was doing here. But it's but you have to do it like if you're doing like going back to the original one. So you have to pick and choose a spot. You could add that. So you have to have a... All right, Steven. So you got to pick and choose your spots, like for that kind of stuff. So like the AI can't help you with that. So you would have to do the track and the ideas and put them into AI. So maybe I'll just put in an idea into AI and you can see how it turns out, and then I'll dump it onto the recorder and then go back and record like some of the lead stuff. But you could see like, you can put that flashy stuff in there, but it's hard to do that. Pixies. Yeah. Yeah, and so like if you're doing some of that stuff with the bends and stuff, you just have to be careful with the notes and stuff. You could come up with a melody. You could do like a little melody over there. You're gonna have some nuggets and get to jamming. Yeah. What do you put on your nuggets? I like this. I like sweet and sour. So and then, so like yeah, maybe I'll do that or like a 3-chord idea. I could do mine too. Maybe I'll do that one. Did I ever lose my patience giving a lesson? No. I always felt bad. No worries, Eric. Yeah, man. That's what I want to do. I want you guys to fucking play. I want you to get inspired. We need some guitar heroes. And if you're older like me, you can pass it down. Get inspired. Hey, man, this guy inspired me. I want to inspire you. You pay it forward. We need more guitar heroes. We need more players. We need more inspiration with the kids in our communities. That's my whole thing. I could give shit. I don't care about the money. I don't care about what I did. I don't care about any of that. I want people to inspire our younger generation so that they're not lost and they have something to fall back on. Because music, man. Music's helped me through a lot of stuff. Yeah, absolutely, man. It's my pleasure to give them to you guys. It's like even like when I do that. A lot of people ask me about the Jeff Beck thing with the. Like it's a weird thing to do, and people hear it and they're like, "You need more Richie Cottons." Dude, I've I've been watching Richie lately too. I don't know what the fuck he's doing in the bathrobe singing in his fucking basement. I think Richie's talented too. I just, he kind of ruins his own self. The roller skating organ music, 60s and 70s, yeah. Yeah, and right now, because I have all those nerve and back issues with the bulging disc, it's releasing chemicals that actually block the pain. Like doing this, it helps me, you know? And the idea of, I suffer a little bit the next day, sometimes a lot, it just depends. Really? Rolling Stones are releasing a new album? There you go. Bad Brad's target audience. The Rolling Stones. What did I say about being old? You gotta reinvent yourself. But they didn't start YouTube channels. They're still musicians. It's gonna be his new topic tomorrow. When is it time to call it quits? Well, apparently the Rolling Stones are still rolling. Castle Rat? No. Who? What is that? Castle Rat. He was at Woodstock in Altamont. Back when I saw Hendrix, right before he went on stage and he got out of the helicopter, he walked over to me and said, "Can I borrow that lick?" And the next thing I knew, he was setting his guitar on fire. Oh my God. The Velvet Hammer takes over Woodstock. You know, and then Jimmy asked me, you know, when you taught Chuck Berry that lick, the variation you did with the bend. Dark Fantasy Doom Metal. Oh, Dark Fantasy Doom Metal? I'll check that out. Anvil. I love fucking Anvil. Man, Anvil, Raven. All those fucking... I think Raven's still out. So the guys from Ice Earth wanted me. I think they're trying to get Ice Earth back together. And I reached out to Oni Logan. So I'm waiting to hear from Oni from Lynch Mob. See if he wants to do the tour. And I was talking to Steven earlier, and I showed him like personal pictures of, you know, my buddy Eddie who works for Gibson, and he lived with Oni for a while, and he met Oni through me. And his sister wrote for Metal Edge magazine and some of the magazines. And I showed some personal pictures of like Dio and Oni and stuff like that. Bad Brad was there, and he bought his when he brought that 1968. He knew it was on one off. And then I said to Marshall, you got to make it 12301 because I can only have 12300. And that's how Eddie was created, by the Velvet Hammer. They've been gone for probably 8-10 years, I think. Yeah, and they're out of the Tampa area. They're always around here, but I had just talked to Tim Ripper Owens, so I don't know if he had something to do with that. And I was like, no. I'm still trying to get this Legends things together. So I've asked Matt Kramer and Oni Logan, because we're all childhood friends. That would be really cool with Terry from XYZ and then Blando on guitar with me. And Dave might come over this Sunday to do a live stream. So I might have Dave Spitz from Sabbath here. Yeah, Anvil had a rough road. A lot of those guys get fucking blackballed from the labels. Like I was watching the Christopher Cross story on how he broke some kind of record. He won like Grammys and this and that. He like won 3 awards off of that, and it was like one of the sailing. And then MTV came out, and they put the picture to the face of and everybody started making fun of him, and it basically blackballed him from the industry. And the guy was like this incredible songwriter, but he didn't look like a musician. And then somebody asked him to write the theme to Arthur, and then that goes #1. What a shitty thing to do. We need a new kid with the fire of Rhodes, the feel of Leslie West, the legato of me, and the speed of Michael Romero. That would be Bad Brad. Oh, he's not young. I'm sorry. Yeah, Oni's a good dude, man. I just have to see if he's got his shit together. Yeah, they all get caught up in the video thing, and then they're releasing so many videos, they run out of content. Like it seemed like every time I did a live stream, he did one about my buddy Griffey, and he didn't want to mention the name, but he quit YouTube. He had like 10,000 subs. And the reason why he quit, he was buying guitars with his own money and then reselling them, but because the guitar market got so shitty to resell. He said it wasn't sustainable for him to keep doing that every week. So he's spending a lot of his own money. I don't even know if Bad Brad got into all that. I almost feed the algorithm, yeah. Amir. The Velvet Hammer can't solve all of our Brad didn't want to mention his name. What a whim. Yeah. Yeah. And then I think Zach went on Jordan Steele because I was telling you about Blake Whiten. But I went on his page too and I said something to him about, hey, dude, you're opening for like two or three other bands. They're taking this kid and they're putting him on this fucking huge stage in an arena. And he just played a festival not even a year ago for 500 people. And it breaks him because they're like a deer in the headlights. There's 20,000 people and you've never played for that many. And you're like, and then, you know, and it's like a disconnect because you're taking all these young kids who never played arena shows and they have no guidance. And like, he's even starting to fail already because like I see his new songs from the Rolling Stone song in 10,000 views, 9,000 views on his own channel. So he's not, you know what I mean? It's a shame what they do to these kids. Hammered right now. It's closing time. Yeah, I still don't know what happened with Bad Brad the night I was talking to him on his live stream and he acted really weird. That was really weird. Where's he get Velvet Hammer from? From Ric Flair. Woo, baby. Woo! I did that in my old videos where I went through my house and I threw the watch. I did that in my video. So maybe he got it from me watching some of my old videos. No, I can't take credit for everything, but I don't know where he started getting that from. He's my age, I think. Man, growing up, Gordon Soley, watching Tommy Wildfire Rich. What was that? The Atlanta Wrestling Federation, and then you had the WWF. Georgia champion. Yeah, man. I grew up on all that. Dusty Rhodes, Dusty Rhodes, Dusty Rhodes. The American Dream. I loved that stuff. Gordon Soley, come here, Gordon Soley. Harley Race. Oh my God. You and your little brother did some stupid shit watching W. How many teeth did you knock out of your brother? Oh, really? He did that to you too, man? What did he do? What do you want, Eric? Oh, some parts on them? Here, I'll show the octave lick. First string, third string, second string, third. Here you go. Peanut butter Falcon, the pile driver. That one's. It's hard when your hands tighten back up. Yeah, he had great sound, right? Christopher Cross. You know what? He had a double guitar. But I couldn't see if it was a 12 string and a 6. See? Yeah, I was wondering what kind of amp he used too, because the clean was fucking great. All right, Michael. Yeah, it's 11. 9, 10, 11. Up sailing. Then he did that Arthur theme, too. I forgot how that went. I got that stuck in my head now. Yeah. I hummed that out today, and I can't get it out of my fucking head. You catch the replay? Nope. What was the other one? Oh, that song? Frampton? Yeah. You need that talk box, too. You know, I've tried a talk box. That's a hard thing to do. JCM 90? Oh, yeah, those got really good sounds, man. You're way... Tuesday? You're way too late? You said Tuesday? Don't worry, Mark. I think Sunday Dave. Oh, I know. To dye my roots or not to. My wife said to me earlier, "You got that much gray hair?" I go, "What the fuck you think? I'm 60." A lot of people said that I dyed my hair. I'm like, I haven't dyed my fucking hair in ever. I used to bleach it. Yeah, the 120 is great. Mississippi Queen. That's another great song. They're all in E, right? What? What is it? No, that's D. What was that one? You gotta call your daughter and listen to her talk for 2 hours while you say, ah. Yeah, absolutely, Amir. It's always my pleasure, brother. Mississippi Queen. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff that's where like some of the 70s rock had that funk. It had like a funk vibe. Like even Travis. They had that like a funk to them, like a groove. A groove. A lot of bands miss that groove. Smoke on the Water. I don't remember it. You know, that's not how he plays it. I forget how he plays it. Something like that, right? He plays it weird. What was that? They had one, man, Tokyo. My Woman from Tokyo. That's my favorite song by Deep Purple. My Woman from Tokyo. Now that had the groove too, man. My Woman from Tokyo. What a fucking groove that was. Love that groove. And Smoke on the Water, that's kind of like now I can't remember. Ted. Smoke on the Water and Ted. Man on the Silver Mountain. Man, I forgot all those songs. Perfect Strangers is fucking great too. That's a great album. But like even a lot of those bands had some great fucking songs. You know, like even the older Scorpion stuff, like Catch a Train, and then when they had Blackout, there was so many good songs on that album. Even the Doobie Brothers, China Grove. Oh, China Grove. What was that? I forgot that too. Beethoven's Fifth Backwards. Tommy Bolin, yeah. Rock You Like a Hurricane. That was great. You know, and that's the same thing as the Maiden song. Same chords. They all borrow from each other. White man comes. I don't remember how he sang the rest of that. Yeah, and Matthias Jabs, Uli John Roth, all those guys. Hell yeah, I remember that, bro. Vixen too. Vixen was great. It's a shame that the girl guitar player died. Yeah, right? And that always reminded me of... Was it? Oh, Laverne and Shirley. Jesse's girl. I wish I had. Man, what a great song that is. And then the Pat Benatar was similar, right? Wang Chung. They were good too, man. Wang Chung tonight. Yeah, I like all those bands, man. That whole era was awesome. You know, like I'm not a snob and gonna say that I can't stand rap. Like I don't really like. I'm not a big rap guy, but I can appreciate like out of the rap guys, Tupac for me was the shit. Owner of a Broken Heart. Yeah, they're all the same like that. Montrose, Zeppelin, yeah. Yeah, Rick was a Aussie. I used to know a crazy story about him. I don't know if I can tell it. I did a private show for him. Rick Springfield. You got a partial block on one of your videos? You did Cole Swindle cover? Really? It'll be a partial block, but it won't affect you. If you're that's why I mean I get copyrights sometimes too. I get a copyright on my own fucking song. Can you believe that? Richard Benson, yeah. I got a copyright on one of the songs I wrote. I'm on it. They copyrighted me. That riff right there, that's an old song that me and Oni did together. I forgot about that until just now. It was me, Oni. Oni was in a local band called Diamond Rose. Oni Logan from Lynch Mob. He was in a local band. You know what's funny? Gabrielle that sang on the last Lynch Mob tour is from Tampa. They're both from Florida. Stevie T made fun of Richard Benson, then apologized. You should sue like Rick Beato. You notice how you ain't talking about that no more, right? We can't talk metal or rock without Shanker. Oh, absolutely. It's Fogarty. Yeah, he heard. Hey, that's my riff. Who says he owns the rights to Quiet Riot now? Alex? I don't know about that. I talk to Mark once in a while. Me at one point I was gonna do with something with Mark. It was gonna be me, Mark, and my buddy Taylor Anderson. He played with Cinderella and Kip Winger. We had a little band thing going. Man, Mark is so mad about that shit. I don't blame him though. Mark's a fucking cool guy. I like Mark. He's getting old. I don't know if he could still sing like he used to. Mark Huff was the closest thing to Kevin DeBro that I ever heard. And he was a very incredibly nice guy. Yeah, Kip kind of got screwed too. Oh, you know Taylor? He's a fucking awesome dude. Did you see the new studio he's got, bro? He's going to start, I don't know what he's doing. I think it's live streams. Have you seen the studio? I don't know how he's doing that, man. He's got the business. He's got the fucking, he plays golf all the time. Oh, really? That's awesome, bro. So you know Mark's a fucking nice guy. You know the whole story then. Oh, Sarzo? No, because Sarzo, the problem with between Kevin was fucking bent out of shape because Rudy went with Randy to Ozzy, and that basically he lost his guitar player and bass player. So Kevin, after Quiet Riot had a break, and then Rudy wasn't playing with Ozzy no more. Carlos Cavazzo said, "I'll play if you have Rudy in the band," and Kevin said, "Fuck you," and that's what happened between Quiet Riot. And then before they got Alex, I used to fill in for them. I did I did a couple of shows with Paul Shortino. Yeah, Taylor's a great guy, man. So Taylor's supposed to come out on the Legends tour with me too. So I have it's me, Dave Spitz, Patrick from Ingve. Hopefully Blando's gonna do some dates. Even if he's not in a lot of it, he's gonna do some dates. Terry from XYZ, and I'm hoping Oni Logan and maybe Matt Kramer. But Taylor, so the backup drummer was Carlos, that was Steve Vai's drummer, and he played with Louis Fonsi. And then Taylor. But it's so fucking hard to get this Legends things going because I almost had Tim Ripper Owens. I was fucking this close. Yeah, but he said he had just got tied up with his tours. Oh, really? The kid in the video, the Hot for Teacher video? Oh, didn't something happen to him? Didn't he go to jail or something? No. Randy started it. Sarzo. I got the Quiet Riot 2 album up there. What were their names? No, Brian, not Brian Forsyth. Man, I can't remember their names. Something Forster. Can't remember the other two guys in Quiet Riot, the original Quiet Riot. They both quit. The bass, I think it was Drew and. Oh, it's stuck behind there. Let me see, where is it? It's on the record. Oh man, I have to move that. Let's see. Can I move it? Let's see. I got the record. Let me see. Let me see if it's stuck on the wall. Come out, come out. So I have the. So it Drew Forsythe is on here. Rudy Sarzo on here, but he wasn't the bass player. So like Drew is the original drummer. Rudy's on here, but it's so that Drew Forsythe down on the bottom where that's the drummer, and I don't know if you guys ever seen this before. Cool album. The first one I was gonna buy the first one because they were together, but I didn't. They told me not to. That it was really bad. Dragon City can jam. Oh yeah. You know? Do you know Robert Sarzo? Dragon City. Do I know you? I might know you. You'll have to look at some old pictures of me. I had bleach blonde hair. I knew Frankie from here. His dad was the manager. So I knew Frankie from New York, and then Frankie's family moved to Plantation, and his dad was the manager at Pearl's Arts and Crafts. And his dad was friends with my dad because my dad was a police major in that area. You were the young Vi kid. I went out with Steve Vi's sister Pam. Am I supposed to say that? No, I can't say that. I'm gonna get in trouble. Yeah, he's still around Stewart. Yeah, I talk to him all the time. Yeah, we did. He played with me with Carlos from Vi and Fonzie, and who is the keyboard player? He played with Rainbow, I believe. Was it some Stephen Little? Was that him? You're gonna show me how to play guitar? Oh, MIA. When Randy died, I went to GIT at 16, and I auditioned for. You had to audition through Shrapnel, and that was Tony McAlpine and Vinnie Moore. I didn't know who they were. I got in, and then Randy died, and that's how I met some of the guys, like Rudy. But I'm really good friends with Robert, his brother, Robert Sarzo. He's, the Sarzo brothers are fucking some of the nicest guys you'll ever meet, and they're from here too. So like Frankie kind of knew of the Sarzo brothers because they came from Cuba and they lived in Miami, and they lived in Frankie lived in Miami. Same with Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp knew those guys too because he lived in Hollywood. Fucking crazy. A musical? Oh, Deer Creek. You should do something with Allison. Deer Creek, he was an engineer. He produced Head East, and he plays guitar as well. And he played on the album on some of the songs. You should do something with her. You guys could do something really good. He's a really good producer. I have to check. I have to check your. Alex is a really nice guy too. He works with Sullivan Biggs now. He just was down here and no one told me. Or I would. He played at Stet Howland's club over in Fort Myers. He played with Priest and Wasp. He's a friend of mine too. But he played at Stet's club, and the person that books me, Karen Laser, works with Alex in booking stuff. Yeah, I don't like the way Alex like bang your head. I don't like the intro he does with the. It's weird. I don't think they should fuck with that song. I think it should have went right into the drums. Yeah, I know Frankie didn't want anyone else to be in control of it either, because for a long time Frankie didn't have ownership of the name or the band. That's how Paul Shortino came in, because Paul had a lot of money, so he bought the other half from. They didn't even own the name. The producer, I forgot what his name was. He owned the name. Shit, was it Spencer? Spencer owned the band name or some, but he was jack off. But he ended up selling it, and he told Frankie he'd sell him the name, and he didn't have enough money, so he got Paul in from Rough Cut, and Paul had money, and that's how he ended up ownership of the name, and then Paul sold him the rest of it when they got the money. Warren, that might have been him. I can't remember that. All that shit's so long ago. Frankie used to get fucking pissed, man. Oof. The thing about Frankie, and I knew him. He was probably 10 years older than me, but man, he could go to 0 to 100 fucking quick, bro. Did you know him back when Frankie and Alex were playing? Did you ever see them get in fights? Oh my god, dude, that was fucking hilarious. Joe Stump? Yeah, Joe Stump is a really good fucking player. Joe is interesting. Who do I know that knows him? It might be Dave from Sabbath. I think maybe Dave and Joe are friends. Somebody I know knows him really well. I forget who it is. Yeah, that was a weird thing with the Quiet Riot thing. But that same shit happened with Motley Crue too. They didn't they didn't own any of their publishing. They didn't own their name. What a wreck. I'm like, how do you fucking guys sign deals like this? Yeah, he used to call me sometimes. Hey man, can you go fill it? Because he would work. He works for Sullivan, and it's the biggest time of year for me to. It's where I make all my money. I'm gonna make like 12 grand in the next 3 weeks. Can you go out for 2 weeks? This was a long time ago. I stopped doing that, but that's how you know, because he knew Carlos and those guys too, and he was from. The fuck band was he from? Wasn't it the House of Lords guy? He was in some other band. I want to say Jafria, but it might be House of Lords. The singer from them. I can't remember. Alora Ingve? Kinda, yeah. I can't remember what happened, man. Man, I'm getting old. So, like, when they were having problems with Warren in the money, because Warren controlled Rat, that's where I did fill ins for Rat, too. They were always nice to me, though. But I did shows with Frankie filling in, like at some of the casinos. I only made $400 a show. They didn't pay much. I was like, I don't want to do this no more. Oh, we played 6 for a year on the Theater Paint Tour. He was a Florida guy. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if we're allowed to say. There's a lot of funny shit that happens in the music industry. I know. There's some fucked up shit that happens. It's hard to come up with your own unique playing. Yeah. Yeah. Carlos, I like Carlos. He's a fucking stand up guy, and Rudy's awesome too. Well, like wear a wig. replaced or recorded backing tracks. No, like even worse, man. Yeah, I know Vinny. I went on tour with him with the Sabbath Nights thing. I did a bunch of dates with them. Vinny's really quiet and Carlos is really fucking crazy. The clown, uh Carmine's like he's like the loud funny guy. But Vinny's very cordial, but he can get mad quick too. He plays with I don't know the other guys in the band, but Vinny and Carmine were they both been playing probably Dragon City knows Jim Crean. I was gonna do a bunch of shows with Jim too. He actually asked me to do his album. He's got one more album to do with his label. So I sent him a couple songs and I never heard anything back. I was like, here you go, here's a couple songs. So I don't know. But as far as being original, I mean, the things that I do were created just because I was in class with Paul and all those guys, and those guys were so much fucking, for me, better than me. So like Gilbert would string skip like that, and I was like, oh, that's pretty easy for me. But then I would see like guys like Adrian Vandenberg do stuff like the backwards thing, and then oh yeah. So like I would play, then I would get the idea of like playing like Ingve would do. So then I go, well, why can't I play scales like that? So then I start going. Like kind of changing my scales. Yeah. So then I started doing the string skipping where then I started adding the arpeggio into the string skipping. And that's how I kind of get started. And then yeah, my hands are stiff. But you get the idea. So like you got to just take some of that and just kind of mess with it. And learn those finger twisted chords. Why do you get the feeling that the truth behind Motley is a deeper rabbit hole than JFK? You're probably right. I can't say I know some stuff, but I can't really I can't really say. I don't know if Dragon wants to. Yeah. Yeah, those can. So then I take it and I do it another way. Like I might go something like that. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I don't know if I want to. I think I would get in trouble. I think that would get back to me. My channel would be taken down. Record labels be calling, what the you stupid. There's some stuff you can talk about and there's some stuff you can't. Like a lot of people don't understand when I was doing all these NDAs. So I first didn't do NDAs. I was doing credit. I would do credit for tracks. And then they started fucking me on my royalties as fucking taking my name off the credit. And that would piss me off because then there's no record of it and I had no record of it and then it's hard to sue. And the industry is really bad. And then, so I said, well, then what would happen is towards the end of the year when the record would come out, and it didn't matter if it was fucking Kiss or it could be a superstar band, Taylor Swift. They shelved the fucking song, and you're like, "What the fuck? Where's my money? Oh, you don't get paid." And then so I said, "Fuck that. I'm just gonna sign the NDA." And I don't know if they did that on purpose to make you to sign the NDA so that the artists seem more like I said. Taylor Swift dad was a Merrill Lynch CEO. The DreamWorks CEO left DreamWorks and formed a record label called Big Machine Records with Taylor Swift's father. They were millionaires. He signed his own daughter to his own label. It was all a fucking lie. A lot of what you hear is a lie. Let's just say that. And I'll probably eventually hear about me talking about Taylor. How did I come up with that? Oh, I know he killed Razzle. That was fucked up, dude. That whole thing, I can't. I don't want to talk about that. Yeah, he fucking killed Razzle, but that whole thing with the sentence, it's like this. That kind of stuff, or I had to make myself stand out. I realized while I was at GIT, there's some really fucking good guitar players around. I got to come up with something different, but the same that they're doing. So like I get the ideas. I took a little from him, a little from him. So like even the George Lynch stuff, like if you go that kind of stuff where you're playing fast backwards but forwards. And then I go, well, what if I take that and I start jumping around, but I reverse that? And you go, what? And I go, oh, well, I could do that on different strings. Or what about I do it all the way up the pentatonic? So then you start creating ideas. Yeah. I didn't say it, you did, buddy. That was a fucked up thing they did. You know, he didn't. He what? He wasn't built the same body wise. He was close, but he had like I don't want to say. No, George taught. He took Randy Rhodes' place at Randy Rhodes' mom's school. George knows theory. Yeah, exactly. So like while I was there, you know, that's how I met George. Was he was at the sound checks for Ozzy because I was only 16 and they said, "Oh, you can see this kid. He's really good, but you know he'll fit the part. The other guys don't look like him. He's got really long blonde hair, like halfway down his back. He's tan. He looks like the guy that could fill Randy's shoes, but he's a kid." So I went out there, and Sharon loved me, and Ozzy was like clueless. He was always fucked up, and that's how I met George. But my father went and signed the paper. I was only a kid. I had to sign a release. So the traveling part was the problem with the release being a minor. And my dad being a cop said, fuck off. I was like, it's Ozzy. I don't give a shit who it is, boy. Yeah, you had to be really good. You had to look great. Things are so different now. Oh, she said you were too young too? My dad, she wanted me, but I was really tall. But, you know, so I looked like a guy, but I was young. Yeah, my dad was smart because I ended up in expose. Exactly. Chops won't get you success. Unique will. Yeah, and look at like Zeppelin. Look at all the guys that took chances that didn't sound like your norm. The Zeppelins, the Halens, the Teabags. No, I had to throw that in there. Yeah, it was brutal, especially at that time because I'm sloppy and I'm not as fast as I used to be. But speed was a huge factor back in the '80s, man. In the clubs, you know, guys would be like fucking shredding every. You know, 100 guys could do that. It's like going on the golf pro tour, and everyone's bombing at 320 down the fairway. How are you going to beat them? You got to be better at putting and chipping. Yeah, yeah, the Ramones. They sucked, but they were different. Oh, Joe Holmes, a Gus G. Yeah, That's what the red one is. It's a Gus G. Happy Gilmore. That shit. Yeah. What's my part? I used to be Scratch. I can't play golf no more though. Connecticut. Oh, close to my hometown, Rhode Island. That's how I met Frankie because I lived in Rhode Island. My sister was born in Hartford. I got a lot of friends up that way. New York, Connecticut. I still got family there. Me? What coast? I'm not on the coast, dude. No. I live in Florida. But there's a lot of people that came out of here and live here. A lot of people don't realize how many people came out of Florida. Rock City Angels, Johnny Depp, Nico from Iron Maiden lives 5 minutes from me. You know, Paul Stanley lived 5 minutes from me. Gene lives 5 minutes. Tiger lived in Eagle Trace 10 minutes from me. Leisure Lord. Most national bands in the '70s weren't that good. Yeah, you know Steve Oliverio? He was one of my best friends. Andy Panic and Steve Oliverio. I grew up with those two. And Jason from Saigon Kick. Hale from Jacksonville. Jacksonville, Shinedown. That's where my buddy's from. Vincent. Hope Sound. Oh, they got some great golf there, bro. You too, man. It's always a pleasure, bro. Yeah. Yeah, and then Janie ended up living back out here. He had a club in Orlando. I almost fucking knocked him out one night. They closed the club. He was on stage after a show, and his bodyguard wouldn't let me in. I said, "You better open the fucking door." Yeah, Janie Lane. He was fucking shit faced, man. And in the same club, I got into it with CC DeVille. I think it was called the Plus Five or something. REO. The most metal city in Florida. Probably that fucking, yeah. Uh, Probably where they did that new prison. They got a lot of metal there. The most metal city in Florida? He thinks he produced Shinedown, but no, he didn't. He didn't produce them. He lied about that. Rick's a fraud. because I'm friends with Jason Todd and Brad Stewart. They left Shinedown because of the singer. Brent. Brent was so fucked up on the first two albums from drugs. He didn't. He didn't know which way he was going. So Brad and Jason were like, I had enough. They ended up joining Fuel with Brett Scallions. And Brett married Robbie Jeanette's sister, Abby, who is also in Saigon Kick. Bobcat Goldthwait. All of Florida. Yeah, if I was to say where's metal? Probably close to where I'm at. Yeah. Brett's really cool as shit too. It's a shame like these guys are getting older and the bands aren't as popular. Brett's a really good musician. And he's got some of the best musicians to play with. Yeah, the thing about Rick is Metal Church, yeah. Um Rick talks like he knows everything about the music industry, but he had a band, they got dropped. He had a record label that failed. He had a management company that failed. He had a studio that failed. And then he went viral off a Facebook video from his kid. And I still don't even know if that pitch thing is correct, like as far as it wasn't cheated, because if his kid had that good with pitch, how come no musical colleges said, this is incredible. He's 7 years old. He knows all the pitches and notes. Let's get him in here. That never happened. Let's jam. Tampa was pretty metal. It's where Sabotage and Chris and all those came out of. That's where Iced Earth and those guys are from too. And Trivium, what's his name from Trivium, lives in Orlando. American Wolf and Lenny. So, I mean, Rick knows some stuff, but he claimed to be a professor, and he was an undergrad in the school that he was, and he really never got a professor's degree, and then he got an honorary degree, and, it's just like one thing after another that he's just a fraud. And I wrote to him. He won't respond. And I told him exactly what I just told you guys. He won't respond because he knows the truth. And then when he got into that copyright shit, I said, listen, I'm going to tell you now, you're not thinking about your fucking family. And if you continue, I guarantee you, because Bill Aikman was he's the Pershing guy that was in charge of Universal Music Group. And he's a friend of mine. And I said, you're going to lose fucking $100,000 a month if that's what you really want. And then he stopped. Now you don't hear anything about the fucking copyright shit. All right, Dragon City, dude, I'll check out your videos. I'll sub you. Doesn't fill out a W-2, lives in Florida. You're probably right about that, brother. And I think the 70s were unique too, Deer Creek. I'll tell you, some of my favorite bands. I loved Montrose. I loved Frank Marino was one of my favorite all-time fucking guitar players. He had the whole package. He sang you great music. Then you had Blue Oyster Cult, Uriah Heep, Hocus Pocus. Your cousin was one of them. Yeah, what time is it? 12, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, I'm getting pretty tired too. Marinos. Eric the Lost. You got content on your channel? I know you love metal and stuff. I'll have to check your channel out. Let me know if you got content on there. Head East. Yeah. Yeah, the last of the royalties is about around the time that I was with Expose. That was around 86, 87. The album came out. 86 was the last. Now they're signing bonuses, and you have a bunch of rules to fulfill before you have to pay the money back. You know, now they're called advances. Back then it was a signing bonus. All right, everybody. Thank you, brother. You too. I think I'm gonna take off too. It's getting late for me. That was a long time. Not metal, but what do you think of it? Oh fuck yeah, I love Aerosmith. That was the first show I went to. Train kept a rolling, big 10-inch record on the wall. Fuck yeah, bro. Joe Perry lives by me now. He lives in Fort Lauderdale, right behind the Galleria Mall. It's called the Gallery. Yeah, Aerosmith. Dude, that would be, that would be a clever fucking name for a band to change the name of that to what you just spelled. Aerosmith, like that. You're going to upload some videos soon? I'll sub you and check them out. Yeah, Aerosmith did a lot of clubs. A lot of clubs, bro. They pounded it too, man. Joe Perry. Joe Perry's fucking awesome. I used to love the way he played lead. Joe Perry reminds me a lot of Jimmy Page. They're like, they could be cousins, right? Yeah, I played clubs. I still play clubs if I can. I played arenas after I got signed, but when I went out with Paul when he had Racer X and I was opening for him, we played clubs, big clubs, and then even in the early Expose days, we were playing clubs. An adult Disney there, yeah, pretty much. The fucking clown show here. What's his name's going to jail? What's that bodybuilder guy? Wes. Oh man. You guys know who I'm talking about? Wes. You had to record Perry live? I was supposed to play with him and the bass player up near Ocala not long ago. Wes Watson. That motherfucker going to prison for a long time. They're gonna take all his shit. He's out here by me too. That's a stupid motherfucker right there. Beating the shit out of that girl and doing all that shit in public. You see, that's what I mean. They become these social media stars and then they get all fucked up with this brain rot shit. It's like, can't you just be normal? And like how old is that guy? He's got to be 50. He's in the fucking bars and the clubs and shit. And she wasn't the girl he beat up a hooker living with him or something? You fucking idiot, man. That's what happens. People get lucky on the social media shit and then they think that they're fucking superstars and they're gods in these bars and shit, and then they fucking, going down closing fucking Norm's Rare Guitars. Brad wrote their best shit. Yeah, of course he did. All right, Adam. Yeah, I'm gonna take off in a minute too, because I'm getting really tired. And I gotta go drop my discs off and stuff tomorrow. Yeah, and this was fun too. We had a lot. That was a lot of talking. This was a good one. A lot of different things got covered on this. You guys get to hear tracks. We get to talk about FBI, all this kind of shit. And you know what's great about this channel? not that you guys are just like we're all friends and stuff. What what is really cool is the fact that there's a lot of different people in this conversation that are in the industry in different fields of the industry, and it's really cool that we can all come together, like Allison and stuff like that, with Deer Creek and everybody. This is what it should be. It's like a community. It's different than any of the other channels I've seen, and I like it. Thanks, bro. You're the oldest MFer in here. But you're probably the one with all the knowledge, bro. I'm waiting for those fucking production videos so I can steal all your techniques. I don't know why. Dude, you should. You know, all these fucking kid engineers that come on YouTube, they don't know shit, bro. You know what I've been talking about from the old days. There's so many great techniques that the old school guys did that these young kids have not a fucking clue how to get great sound. Vampire born in 1601. Who is that? Bad Brad? You know, back in 1601, they came and went. And me and Vlad, known as Dracula, I coined that phrase. You know, I created vodka. Oh my god. Too fucking funny. Yeah, Deer Creek is fucking highly intelligent, man. Serge Chopin brought a distressor and it was 30. Really? That's fucking funny, bro. Dude, I don't know what's wrong with that kid living in his mama's house like that. That's fucked up. Some of the Beatles, yeah, that's absolutely true. He discovered Beethoven. You know, I was hanging out with Mozart one day, and he said, "Velvet Hammer." My right hand's not as fast as my left's when I conduct. Can my mom call you? All right, Verda. All right, everybody. I'm getting goofy. All right, it's been a pleasure, everybody. Wish everybody a good night. I'll let you guys know. I'll post a thing. I'm gonna try to get Dave Spitz in here Sunday night from Black Sabbath and have you guys talk all the shit you want to him. All right, everybody. Have a good night. Let me turn off this. Let's power down. Am I powering down? Yes. Power down. All right, everybody. Peace out.